Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dota 2 update for the week of October 24th, 2011. I'm BalancedBreakfast, and our top news for this week. Blizzard has announced that they're working on a Dota mod for Heart of the Swarm for StarCraft 2. They're going to call it Blizzard Dota, and let's hope there's no trademark issues with Valve, because up until now, Valve and Blizzard have been on pretty good terms. And as with every week, last Thursday, Valve released another big patch to the Dota 2 beta. This time they added Broodmother, Queen of Pain, and Skeleton King, as well as a pause feature. And of course, ESWC, which hosts a classic Dota tournament, has now moved to Dota 2, and their Dota 2 tournament has begun. I'll talk about where you can watch those games if you're interested in just a bit. And we're going to wrap things up this week with some exciting announcements. Just a little teaser. Luminous versus Dota 2 cast. Luminous versus BalancedBreakfast. That's all I'm going to say for now. Stick around and you'll see. Whoa, don't fast forward. No, don't skip forward to that section. Alright, so getting into more depth of the news, our first news of the week. Blizzard announces Blizzard Dota coming with Heart of the Swarm. And it looks okay, I guess. It's just a mod for StarCraft 2. It's not a standalone game. I don't think there's going to be too much of an impact on Valve's Dota 2. However, the one thing that they could come in conflict with is the trademark for the word Dota. And unfortunately, in the US, trademark law can sometimes get a little bit messy. It's really unfortunate. And hopefully there's no conflict between Valve and Blizzard, because in the past, they have been fairly friendly with each other. They have good relations. But anyways, I really like some of the stuff that they said they're going to be implementing in Blizzard Dota. First of all, they're going to speed up the pace of the game. They say to about 20 minutes, so that's going to be really fast compared to a regular Dota game. And I think this is a brilliant idea, because for me, one of the reasons that Dota hasn't exploded into popularity like StarCraft has is because of the fact that the games are just too long. It's hard to attract an audience to watch those games, and more of all, without the audience, it's hard to attract the sponsors, and then it doesn't really develop as an esport like we've seen StarCraft 2 just explode after its release. And I have to say, speeding up the game pace is one of the main things I can see to solving this problem. Also, gameplay wise, there's a lot of differences. It's not like Dota at all, pretty much. Maybe just the map format and the way the game is played, but most of the things are completely different. There's too much to go into right now, but they have stuff like, instead of boots, there's mounds that you can ride. There's different hero roles. There's DPS, there's tank, there's support, and siege. I think they're just doing a really good thing, because they're not going head on with any other Dota genre game, which really gives them the freedom to experiment with different things to see what works, because again, this is just a mod inside of StarCraft 2. There's really no bottom line, there's no consequence if they mess it up. They're just looking for what works, and if they find what works, I mean, hey, maybe they'll have another hit on their hands. Alright, so let's move on. So last Thursday, another patch came out. Broodmother, Queen of Pain, and Skeleton King were all added. I'm a huge fan of Queen of Pain, so I'm really happy she got added into the game. I've been playing some really great games with her, but unfortunately those games have all but lasted like 50 minutes or 60 minutes, so I didn't really want to make a VOD out of them, because I don't know how many people are interested in watching like an hour-long VOD. But anyways, all three heroes look great, and also they added a pause feature in the latest patch, so now you can pause games. But I'm just waiting for when they add a surrender feature, because that's what I really want. Some games just drag on so long when it's obvious that one side has lost. And I suppose while I'm on the topic of a surrender feature, I saw that one of the reasons that there isn't a surrender feature is because Valve or IceFrog says, oh, Dota is a game about comebacks, and if you want a surrender feature, people are just gonna quit and whine and stuff like that. But I've actually found that to be not true, because League of Legends, Heroes of New Earth, they have surrender features, and at least in my opinion, they aren't abused as often as some of the Valve developers have said they might be. Most people want to come back. They want to try to play hard and come back, but there's a point when you've lost. There's a point when it's like 0-20 and your entire team is out-leveled by like 5 levels and your carry fails really hard. I mean, at some point there's just no way to come back. And most people just abandon the game or go AFK anyways. So, I mean, haters are going to hate. I mean, Valve, come on. If you're scared of people who will abuse the surrender system by surrendering earlier, those are the same people that are just going to rage quit or go AFK in the middle of a game if there is no surrender feature. And ultimately, you're just wasting the time of the good-mannered players. You're punishing the good-mannered players, basically, by having them waste their time in a game that 3 people rage quit. So yeah, as you can see, I feel pretty strongly about getting a concede feature, getting a surrender feature in Dota 2. Alright, so back on track, the Thursday patch, besides Broodmother, Queen of Pain, and Skeleton King, there wasn't too much else in that patch. So let's move on. So ESWC, the Electronic World Cup, or Electronic Sports World Cup, is being held right now. The Dota 2 tournament is going on like right now or something like that. And Join Dota has coverage of the games. Unfortunately, me and Luminous tried to get those games, tried to get the replays, tried to get the VODs, but they are hosted on a private server, and unfortunately, we cannot get the replays, so that sucks. But you can still watch them. I think Join Dota has it. Toby1 Kenobi is casting that, as well as Gosu Gamers. Somebody's casting that for them. If we're able to get our hands on the replays or VODs, maybe me and Luminous will still do something with those. But by the time we do, I feel like the games are going to be casted like 3 times over. So I don't really feel like there's too much value if we do it again. So that's it for ESWC. There wasn't too much else I wanted to cover about that, especially since I probably won't be having VODs or coverage on that. So let's move on to our fun announcements. Alright, drum roll, whatever. So you guys might have noticed there's not been a lot of cool content coming out lately, just the Dota 2 updates. I haven't really had time, but I'm about to introduce a really fun thing, or I think it's pretty fun. So here's what it is. So I was chatting with Luminous the other day, and Luminous, if you don't know, is an old school Dota caster. He's been casting for a long time. He's touted as one of the best analytical Dota casters right now, and you can check him out as Luminous Studios, or just search up Dota Luminous on Google. I'm pretty sure you'll see him all over the place. He's casted just countless amounts of games. Anyway, so he brought up something like, oh, do you want to do like a viewer show match between Luminous and BalancedBreakfast, or Luminous and Dota 2 cast? And I'm like, challenge motherfucking accepted. So what that means is we're gonna pick 4 or 5 viewers from my audience, depending on if I play or not, and 4 or 5 from Luminous's audience, and it'll be an epic Dota 2 showdown to see whose audience is better at Dota 2. I think this is gonna be really fun. And of course, we'll be recording the whole thing, doing a dual fun commentary over it, bringing it to you guys. We're gonna make it as fun and entertaining as possible for everybody. And of course, we know that the majority of our viewers cannot participate because they don't have beta keys yet, or the game has not come out yet. So if you really want to participate but can't just because you don't have a beta key, just think of this as like a pilot episode or like a experiment. I'm just trying to get this rolling at first, so by the time the game comes out, or by the time you get Dota 2 beta, this thing will be a well-oiled machine, smooth for you guys to participate in, and maybe we got prizes going later on. You know, you can tell I'm really excited for this. So, Team BalancedBreakfast versus Team Luminous, fight to the death on Dota 2. If you're interested in participating, let me know in a private message on YouTube. Unfortunately, you do have to have Dota 2 beta, and like I've said last week, Valve has never given me any keys, so if I had keys, I would be giving them out definitely for this, but I don't have that power. So yeah, anyways, PM me on YouTube with the subject line something like Luminous versus BalancedBreakfast, or Luminous versus Dota 2 cast, so I know you're interested. Alright, and on that note, I guess that's gonna be it for Dota 2 update for the week of October 24th, 2011. And I'll see you guys next time.